So they recently just published here a story that Rabbi related at the Shabbos table, Fabrengens, etc. This is a story that I heard as actually one of the first stories I heard when I came to 770 at the Fabrengen in Chassidic. Rabbi is quoting a story related by his teacher when he was a child, Chaim Sholbrook. He was a legendary Chassid. His grandson, who bears his name, Chaim Sholbrook. And if you know him, he is the director of the Lahak of all of redoing all of the Modern Mesiches. Exceptional young man. I just want to show you a picture of his grandfather, who was a book on him, legendary Chassid. He died in 60s, maybe earlier. And I found it online, a picture. I just want to show you. Picture speaks about 1,000 words, as they say. You see a picture of him. Here's a picture of him Fabrengen, saying L'chaim. You see the people crowding around, listening, hanging on to every word. He was a very sharp, insightful chassid. And here's another, what's that? What's this here? Yeah, just a bigger picture, and it's a passport picture. That's what we're talking about. So he's telling the story. So here's Rabbi Yoel is telling a story about him. Here's the story. So there was a bacha when we were kids in yeshiva who left, and he went to a non-Chabad yeshiva. Gone for years. Once he comes back, and he had airs about him that he was a big Talmud Chacham, a big Lamdan, and conduct himself that way and expected to get the kind of respect. Came back to a Lamdan, a big scholar. So Chaim Shol says, I want to tell you a story. I said, yes, they were sitting together. This is what he tells him. There was a hintala, a dog, in the desert. And a wolf has now seized him, prey. And then the killer of the dog is pleading before the wolf. He says, look, I'm a little scorned little dog. He says, what are you going to get from eating me? I'll work for you. You'll get something from me. Let me work for you. So the wolf says, what kind of work can you do? Says the hintel of the dog, he says when you seize your prey, you don't eat it right away, but you put away for later. He says, I will watch over the prey at the lair. I'll be the guard. Oh, okay, good. Says the wolf, sounds like a good deal. Yeah, fine. He says, you know what says the wolf to the little hinterlet? My fellow wolves are going to see you, so they're going to devour you. So that they shouldn't devour you, I have advice: dress up like, give you a wolf's clothing, and dress up like the wolf. Good idea. But 1 second, still a problem. You're still so scrawny. You know what? You'll just puff yourself up in the wolf's clothing, and then you'll look like a wolf. And that's what he did. Puffed himself up, and he played the role. One day, the wolf itself comes back to the lair, and he doesn't recognize that it's the wolf that is coming. So right away, he starts to play the role, puffing himself up. And the wolf approaches and says to him in Yiddish, what are you puffing yourself up? He said, okay, for other people who don't know you. But I know you. So, put the ears aside. It's a story where each one probably can apply it himself to some degree. It was one of the first stories I heard at Fabrengen in 770 with amongst the Brochim. Hintele. What are you making yourself sort of what's the word for it? Posturing, etc. We know you, we grew up together, we know you. Came a big shot, whatever it is, whatever the thing is, learning or whatever, some accomplishments. Remain simple and humble. That's the message there. Okay, friends.